Hello, Paideia scholars. Mr. Chambers coming here from our whole person sanctuary. Here in our Lear garden where we get to experiment and grow with our plants. Before we left for summer break, some of our fourth graders had the lucky chance to plant some sunflowers. And over the summer, those sunflowers have grown tremendously. And they're just about ready to harvest. So today we're going to take a look at those sunflowers and what it takes to harvest a sunflower. Here's a few of our sunflowers. They've grown to be about 4 to 5 feet tall. One is right there, bright in bloom with its yellow petals. That one's too young for us to harvest. However, some of our other ones, they've begun to droop. And when our sunflowers begin to droop, that's the perfect time to come in and harvest some sunflowers. To harvest our sunflower seeds, we look for our drooping head. This head is no longer has any yellow petals on it. It's weighing down. It's saying, hey, I've done my job. I've looked pretty. I've stood at the sun. I've made my seeds, and now I'm ready to be harvested. So when I'm harvesting a sunflower, I want my garden shears, my large garden shears, and I'm going to come in here just above the base of the head. I'm going to give it a good snip or two until it comes off. Now, I can harvest my sunflower. However, as I scrape my hands along the sunflower, I'm finding that I don't have any seeds in here. And I looked this morning, I'm like, did I miss something? Where did all my seeds go? Well, the seeds of my sunflower that I wanted to harvest, they got too heavy for a sunflower. And the sunflower dropped them all into our garden bed. In our garden bed, down in our soil, we have all of these sunflower seed shells. And I say they're shells because as you look, none of them are whole. We've all got open pieces like this, which tells me that as our sunflower dropped all of its heavy seeds, the birds came in and they picked up all the seeds and ate all the good kernels because it's some good food for us, especially if you like yours salted. These are fresh, but our birds certainly love them, and they left behind no seeds to grow, which is unfortunate. But it happens in gardening if we don't do things at the right time when we need to. I went through and using my shears, I trimmed off the heads of 4 of our sunflowers. Now we're going to look at those 4 sunflower heads and see if we can find any seeds left in them. So here I have a sunflower that was left way too long to dry out. As I rub my finger over this, these are just where the seeds were held. The little fibers in there that got way too dry and they dropped all the seeds. Not going to find any seeds in that one. This one, I was hoping to get to harvesting on Monday. I was watching it, and each day I check those seeds. I'm like, it's almost there, it's almost there. On Monday, I can do that. Unfortunately, I wasn't here on Monday, and when I came back, all the seeds were gone. I just have the little pockets in here where the seeds would go in. But they got too heavy for the sunflower, and it dropped it all, and it's a garden. This next one, this was the one I showed you me chopping off. And as we rub our thumb through here, no sunflower seeds. We get little petals of smaller bits of flower in here, but no seeds. They got too heavy and they fell to the ground. This last one has the most hope of me finding any seeds whatsoever. The last one still has these little tiny flowers that we call chafe. And we can just scrape the chafe off the center of the sunflower. Scrape it off with our hands. Try to be a little delicate. It's okay if we make a mess. We're outdoors and we can clean up after ourselves. On the edges, nothing but empty pockets. But right here in the middle, my thumb feels some firm bits. But I'm not sure if they're going to be seeds worthy for planting or eating. So as I rub my hand over this promising sunflower, there's tough bits in here. And my thumb can't really pull them out. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to break the sunflower into pieces to see if I can get any of the seeds or whatever's in here out. So to break this into pieces, I grab this, I just kind of bend it on itself until I can just pull it apart. Pull it apart and look at my sunflower. So here's a cross section of my sunflower. You've got what would be seeds here in the middle, but those are still purple. So my seeds are still purple. And purple means they're not ripe yet. We want them to become a dark gray or brown. But these seeds kind of have a purplish tinge, so they weren't ready like the other seeds that fell out of here. But if we look at the cross section here, we have our stem that was 4 or 5 feet tall. And we got this kind of spongy layer. And the spongy layer is nice and sticky. It's filled with all the natural sugars that the plant makes to help it grow nice and big. But as we look through here, rub our finger through here, no seeds were found. So I've got one more opportunity, one more lone, beautiful sunflower that's still in full bloom, facing the sun, collecting all that sunlight to turn into sugar and wonderful energy. And I'm hoping here in the next week or so, I can harvest this sunflower and we can have some tasty seeds to eat or some fresh seeds that the birds won't get to help grow into brand new sunflowers. But you might be wondering, what do we do with sunflowers after we've taken their heads off? What can we possibly use these long stems of fiber for? Well, I'm going to do an experiment here. I'm going to harvest down the remaining stems of these sunflowers, and I'm going to soak them in a bucket of water. And my hope is that within a few days, I can pull apart long strands of fiber, and I can start weaving and sewing with the sunflower fiber. It's a brand new experiment for me, but I hope it goes well. So I appreciate you taking some time to learn about our sunflowers and hope that in our next one we can actually harvest and find good healthy seeds to eat or to plant. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This has been brought to you by Paideia Academy and the Take It Outside initiative and the Paideia Whole Person Sanctuary, presenting the edible ecosystem. Our mission is to naturally nourish the body, mind, heart, and spirit through growth, curiosity, connection, and discovery in the Paideia community. If you would like to help Paideia Academy's Take It Outside, you can visit paideiaacademy.com/donate to help contribute to keep the edible ecosystem, the Whole Person Sanctuary, and all Paideia scholars going outside with their academics.